Dermatologist Debriefs. Join no-nonsense dermatologist Dr. Stefanie Williams as she debunks myths and shares her professional insights, separating facts from fiction in just a few minutes.
Hello, this is Dr. Stefanie. So recently we had a look at our patient database and noticed a really interesting pattern. So there seem to be two distinct age peaks when women decide to have more cosmetic treatments compared to other times in their life. And this first peak was in their 40s, which is not really surprising, because that's when many women see more significant signs of aging on their skin, and so they might decide to up their aesthetic treatments around that time. However, the second age peak did surprise me slightly, because this was in women's 70s. And I shouldn't be surprised, because I've personally treated many cosmetic patients in their 70s, and I know what a huge difference it can make to these women and how they feel about themselves. And just to be clear, so our data didn't necessarily show that these patients started their treatment in their 70s, but there was a peak in investing more into aesthetic treatments during that time. Ideally, you would, of course, start earlier than in your 70s because prevention is better than cure, and we can do so much more if we do little things earlier, so early intervention and prevention. But I thought today I would like to talk about what if you are in your 70s, you're listening to this right now, you never had any treatment before, and you're asking yourself, is it still worth starting now? And my answer to that is a definite yes. So I think even starting in your 70s can still make a huge difference. And I'm not talking necessarily about lines and wrinkles here, because that may not be the most important thing to treat if you're in your 70s. So what I am talking about is overall skin quality improvements. So we want your skin to look healthy, glowing, evenly toned, and with really great texture. So skin you'd get compliments for along the lines of, you're looking really well today. And we definitely want this to look 100% natural. So in a way that people would never guess that you had cosmetic treatments done. Because if you are in your 70s, this is the least thing that you want. And to be able to detect that you had aesthetic treatments in a 70-year-old's face is, in my opinion, even worse than seeing that in somebody who is 40. So we have to be extra careful in more mature skin to stay 100% undetectable and natural looking. But apart from making your skin look better, there are also less tangible benefits of having cosmetic treatments in your 70s. So that might be, for example, an enhanced quality of life, because cosmetic treatments can improve an individual's quality of life by boosting self-confidence and self-esteem, which is really important for social interactions and for overall well-being. So this could lead to a more active and engaged lifestyle, fostering a sense of belonging, and maybe even reducing feelings of isolation, which becomes more and more important the older we get. So this is about active aging and how cosmetic treatments may be a part of that. And in addition, there are also other psychological benefits in the sense that aesthetic treatments may be able to help bridge the gap between how you feel inside and how you look on the outside, ensuring that your face aligns with your inner state of mind. So this can really improve mental health by reducing the disconnect between the outer appearance and your emotional state. But the other thing we have to think about when treating more mature skin is it safe? Does it have the same safety profile compared to treating younger skin? And in my experience, the non-surgical aesthetic treatments are as safe in an older age group than in a younger age group, apart from maybe having a higher risk of bruising, which is, of course, completely temporary. So that's good news. The other important thing is the customization, so the tailoring of treatments, and to stick to minimal invasive treatments. So modern aesthetic treatments offer very personalized solutions where we can really minimize downtime, which makes them more accessible to more mature women who prefer those non-invasive options. Ultimately, the decision whether or not to undergo aesthetic treatments is, of course, highly individual, and it's a personal choice. And if it's not for you, by all means, don't do it. Don't get talked into it. However, for other individuals, it might be very empowering. And to allow these women and men to take control of their appearance and feel more confident in their personal and professional lives should be supported if that's something they want to go ahead with. And apart from how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your skin, there are, of course, also skin health benefits to it. So, for example, studies have shown that certain cosmetic treatments that remove sun-damaged cells, like skin peels, can actually reduce the risk of developing skin cancers in these treated areas, as we're removing damaged cells. But the most interesting part of research I've come across in this context is that there are studies to suggest that senescent cells, which are aged cells in the skin, may not only contribute to local skin aging, but may in fact influence systemic aging by promoting inflammation and tissue degeneration in other organs. And this could be because these pro-inflammatory substances that are released from senescent skin cells can act at a distance. And don't forget that our skin is our biggest organ. So it's a huge depot of cells, and that these can potentially influence other organs isn't really surprising to me. So there is a lot to think about, but whatever is your decision, is a good decision, and there are, of course, non-invasive ways to support your skin health, like selecting superior skincare products. Every little helps, and we are here to support you, whatever your decision. I hope this makes sense, and I will speak to you again very soon.